Rocky P. Carillo. I'm BSMD2 Delta. The International Convention of the Control and Management of the Ship Ballast, Water and Sediments, or often called what we call BWM, was adopted by the International Maritime Organization, or IMO, in 2004. It aims to prevent the spread of harmful aquatic organisms and pathogens through ships' ballast water and sediments. Here are some key definitions from the conventions. First, ballast water. Water taken on board by vessel to control, trim, stability, and stresses. This water can carry various aquatic organisms and pathogens that may disrupt ecosystems when discharged in different waters. Second, ballast water management. Measures taken by vessel to manage and control ballast water and sediments to minimize the spread of harmful aquatic organisms and pathogens. This may involve treatments or changing ballast water to meet specified standards. Next, sediments. Sediments. Particles that settle in ballast tanks of ships. Sediments can also contain harmful aquatic organisms and are regulated prevention environmental harm. Aquatic organisms and pathogens. Species that could pose risk to human health, the environment, or the economy if they spread to non-native water. Fifth, ballast water management plan. A document that outlines the procedure and action a ship will follow to manage ballast water in compliance with conventions. 6. Ballast water exchange. A process in which ballast water is exchanged mid-ocean to reduce the number of organisms transported between ecosystems. Last, ballast water treatment system, or BWTS. Equipment designed to treat ballast water to meet the standards set by convention, often using methods like filtration, UV treatment, or chemical disinfection. Thank you.
The ballast water is to take on by ship and help to maintain stability, balance, and structural integrity during, especially when cargo level are low to ships. Usually intake the ballast water when they are light. If it out of cargo, then discharge if you can loading cargo to keep vessel the ballast water. Can have biological consequence when a ballast water I take if can contain various marine organisms including to consume of water and fuel produce better vessel to including to ship properly information and also helps improving in living condition of the crews aboard while ballast water remains to ship stability since the still hold vessel I have to introduce whether or not the ship is the sea ballast. Water is required of vessel big small to maintain stability conditions of a good ballast water management to plan to truth method and water record book are not required to carry to ballast water management.
Ballast water treatment is a critical process used in the maritime industry to manage and prevent the spread of invasive species, pathogens, and pollutants through the transfer of ballast water between different regions. When a ship is not carrying a full load of cargo, it may take on ballast water to maintain stability and balance. This ballast water typically contains a variety of organisms such as algae, bacteria, plankton, and larvae, as well as pollutants like oil, heavy metals, and other potentially harmful substances. When a ship takes on ballast water in one location and discharges in another, it can inadvertently introduce non-native species to the new environment, where they may disrupt the local ecosystem, outcompete native species, and potentially cause economic and environmental damage. To address this problem, regulation and guidelines have been established by international organisms such as the International Maritime Organization, or IMO, requiring ships to treat their ballast water before discharge. The most common method of ballast water treatments include 1. Physically method. This involves removing organisms by physical means such as filtration, ultraviolet, UV irradiation, or heat treatment. Filtration ecosystem can trap and remove larger organisms, while irradiation and heat treatment can kill or inactive smaller organism. 2. Chemical methods. This involves using chemicals such as chlorine, ozone, or UV-based advanced oxidation processes to disinfect and kill organisms in the ballast water. These chemicals are carefully closed and monitored to ensure they are effective at treating the water without causing harm to the environment. 3. Biological method. Some systems use biological agents such as living organisms or enzymes to target and neutralize invasive species in the ballast water. This bio-based treatment can be effective at removing specific types of organisms while minimizing the use of chemicals. Overall, ballast water treatment is essential for protecting marine ecosystem, biodiversity, and human health by reducing the risk of introducing harmful organisms and pollutants to new environment. Ship operators are required to comply with regulations and standards of ballast water treatment to prevent the spread of invasive species and protect the health of our ocean and coastal communities.
Hello everyone, I'm Midshipman Elardo Michael Angelo, reporting the requirements under Ballast Water Management Convention, and our topic is International Convention for the Control and Management of Ships, Ballast Water, and Sediments, or BWM. The requirements under the Ballast Water Management, or BWM Convention, are structured to reduce the environmental risk associated with the transfer of invasive species via ballast water. The convention outlines specific standards and requirements that ships must meet to comply. Here's an overview of the main requirements. Number 1. Ballast Water Management Standards. D1 Standard requires ships to perform ballast water exchange. The exchange ballast water must be conducted at least 200 nautical miles from the nearest land and in waters at least 200 meters deep. This reduces the risk of transferring species between coastal ecosystems. However, ships built before 2009 could initially comply with D1 but are now required to upgrade to D2 standards. Sabi dito is yung D1 standard is required yung mga barko na mag-ballast water exchange. And kapag mag-ballast water exchange kayo, it must be 200 nautical miles ang layo sa nearest land. And also dapat 200 meters ang lalim ng dagat bago ay mag-operate ng ballast water exchange. D2 standard sets performance limits on the number of viable organisms allowed in discharge ballast water. This requires ships to install on-board ballast water treatment systems, or BWTS, that remove, kill, or deactivate organisms to meet acceptable limits. Compliance with the D2 standard has become mandatory for all ships under a phased implementation timeline. This standard is kailangan yung barko nyo is may naka-install na ballast water treatment systems, or BWTS, and the system it will help to remove and kill the organisms inside your ballast water tank or yung ballast water exchange nyo. Kasi yung mga organisms na yun is may possibility na ma-harm yung mga marine lives. Number 2. Ballast Water Management Plan. Every ship must have an approved ballast water management plan that outlines the procedures for ballast water management, or BWM, on board. The plan details the equipment, systems, and methods used for BWM, procedures for sediment management, and methods for complying with the D1 and D2 standards. And ito pa yung example ng ballast water management plan, at lahat ng barko ay kailangan may ganito. And it outlines the procedure for ballast water management, and also it contains guidelines for the control and management of ships' ballast water para mabawasan yung mga natratransfer na harmful aquatic organisms and pathogens from one region to another. Number 3. Ballast Water Record Book. Ships must maintain a ballast water record book where they document all ballast water operations, including uptake, discharge, treatment, and exchange details. This record book is essential for demonstrating compliance and must be available for inspection by authorities. And ito po yung example ng ballast water record book, at makikita nyo dyan yung period of book from 2 and
name of ship, IMO numbers, gross tonnage, flag and also the total ballast water capacity. At kailangan nakarecord lahat ng ballast water operation para kapag nagkaroon ng inspection is nakadetalye na lahat ng ballast water operation. Number 4. Type approved ballast water treatment systems. Ships that comply with the DTO standard must use ballast water treatment system that is type approved by the IMO or a recognized administration. The treatment system must be regularly maintained and operationally effective in ensuring that discharged water meets DTO performance standards. Sabi po dito is, if you are complying in DTO standards, dapat type approved yung ballast water treatment system nyo. At yung sinasabing type approved dito is, examined or fully tested talaga yung ballast water treatment system nyo. And approved siya ng IMO or International Maritime Organization. Number 5. Certification and inspection. Ships are required to have an International Ballast Water Management Certificate or IBWMC that confirms their compliance with the BWM Convention requirements. This certificate is issued following an inspection of the ship's ballast water management system and must be renewed every 5 years. This certificate it will serve as your evidence that you are complying in BWM or Ballast Water Management Convention requirements. Number 6. Port State Control or PSC. Under the convention, port states have the authority to inspect foreign ships arriving in their waters to ensure compliance. They may review the ballast water record book, the ballast water management certificate, and conduct sampling of ballast water if necessary. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na dapat lahat ng ballast water operation ninyo is naka-record or naka-document para in case na nagkaroon ng inspection in any port is may papakita kayo. Number 7. Sediment management. Ships must manage the sediments in ballast tanks to prevent the spread of invasive species through sediment discharge. Sediments should be removed or treated to minimize risks, and ships are encouraged to discharge sediment only at designated reception facilities. Sediment management is important para mabawasan yung mga na-transfer na harmful aquatic organisms and pathogens. And also, sediments should be disposed of at designated reception facilities in ports rather kaysa sa open sea to minimize ecological impacts. These requirements collectively aim to minimize the environmental impact of ballast water discharge, promoting a standardized approach to managing ballast water across the global shipping industry.
Good afternoon everyone, I am Midshipman Tabora. Today I will discuss the International Convention for the Control and Management of Ship Ballast Water and Sediments, commonly known as the BWM Convention. I will also touch upon the critical role that anti-fouling systems play in safeguarding our marine environment. So first, kailangan muna natin alamin what is ballast water and the background of ballast water. To understand the BWM Convention, we first need to grasp what ballast water is. Ships takes on ballast water to maintain stability and balance. Unfortunately, this water often contains a variety of aquatic organisms, including bacteria, viruses, and invasive species. When ships discharge ballast water in different locations, they can unintentionally introduce this organism into new ecosystem. Ibig sabihin, yung ballast water, ito yung ginagamit sa barko para ma-maintain yung stability and balance ng barko. Yung ballast water contains of many bacteria, viruses, and invasive species. Kaya dapat hindi natin basta-basta discharge sa dagat without treatment. The problem of invasive species. Invasive species can have devastating effects on local ecosystems. They can outcompete native species for resources, disrupt local food chains, and even lead to significant economic impacts on industries such as fishing and tourism. The introduction of invasive species is one of the significant threats posed by maritime traffic. The BWM Convention Overview. Recognizing the urgent need for a regulatory framework, the International Maritime Organization, IMO, adopted the BWM Convention in 2004. The main objective of the convention are to minimize the transfer of harmful aquatic organisms and pathogens, ensure the safety and efficiency of maritime traffic, protect the marine environment. Key provisions of the BWM Convention. The BWM Convention includes several key provisions. Ballast Water Management Plan. Ships must have a written ballast water management plan specific to their operations. Ballast water exchange. Ships are required to perform ballast water exchange when operating in areas deemed high risk such as near shorelines. Treatment systems. Ito rin sinasabi ko kanina na bago natin i-discharge yung ballast water sa karagatan, kailangan mo na niyang dumaan sa mga treatment systems. The conventions mandates that ships install approved ballast water treatment system that can effectively eliminate or neutralize organism in ballast water before it is discharged. Compliance and enforcement. To ensure compliance, port and states have the authority to inspect ships. Non-compliance can lead to penalties, including fines of detainment. As of now, several countries had ratified the convention leading to its entry into force. and more nations continue to adopt it. Anti-fouling system. An overview. Now let's transition to anti-fouling system. Alongside ballast water management, anti-fouling is essential in protecting marine ecosystem. Anti-fouling system refers to coatings applied to ship's hull to prevent the attachment organism. This process is crucial because fouling can reduce a ship's efficiency and increase fuel consumption. Ito yung pinipinta po natin sa ship's hull natin para ma-prevent tayo sa pag-attach ng mga organism sa barko. Environmental impact of anti-fouling system. Historically, many anti-fouling system contains harmful biocides such as tributyltin, which has severe environmental impacts. The IMO has put measures in place to phase out harmful substances in anti-fouling paints. Regulations and compliance. The International Convention on Control of Harmful Anti-Fouling System on Ships, also governed by the IMO, regulates the use and application of these substances. Ship must use an approved anti-fouling system that do not pose a risk to the marine environment. Challenges and opportunities. While there have been significant advances in both balanced water management and anti-fouling system, challenges remains including development of more effective treatment technologies, balancing environmental protection with shipping efficiency. However, there are numerous opportunities as well, such as innovation in eco-friendly materials and increased global cooperation in monitoring and enforcement. In conclusion, the International Convention for the Control and Management of Ship Ballast, Water, and Sediments, combined with effective anti-fouling system, is vital in our efforts to protect marine ecosystem from invasive species and harmful substances. Continued collaboration and innovation in this area will ensure a sustainable future for our ocean. The BWM Convention Overview. Recognizing the urgent need for a regulatory framework, the International Maritime Organization, IMO, adopted the BWM Convention in 2004. The main objective of the convention are to minimize the transfer of harmful aquatic organisms and pathogens, ensure the safety and efficiency of maritime traffic, protect the marine environment. Key provisions of the BWM Convention. The BWM Convention includes several key provisions. Ballast Water Management Plan. Ships must have a written ballast water management plan specific to their operations. Ballast water exchange. Ships are required to perform ballast water exchange when operating in areas deemed high risk such as near shorelines. Treatment systems. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na bago natin i-discharge yung ballast water sa karagatan, kailangan mo na niyang dumaan sa mga treatment systems. The conventions mandates that ships install approved ballast water treatment system that can effectively eliminate or neutralize organisms in ballast water before it is discharged. Compliance and enforcement. To ensure compliance, ports and states have the authority to inspect ships. Non-compliance can lead to penalties, including fines of detainment. As of now, several countries had ratified the convention, leading to its entry into force.